everyone, whatever generation you are from, has a Disney film they love.
Well, make room on your list for all time favourites because their latest magical movie, Wish, has all the markings of an instant classic.
Imagine a place where wishes come true. Where your heart's desire can become a reality. What if I told you that place is within reach? All you have to do is give your wish to me.
We're delighted to welcome the star of Wish, Ariana DeBose, to this morning's sofa. Welcome, Ariana.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can I just say, what a lovely film. It's like the classic Disney for me.
I agree. You know, it celebrates 100 years of Disney and it gives you kind of the best of both worlds, like where Disney can go in the future whilst honouring everything that has already come.
That's what they've done so well, I think, over the last 10, 15, 20 years, I guess, is that they evolve so well, Disney, don't they?
I think so. I really do. I mean, I can definitely feel a commitment from, you know, Jennifer Lee and everyone at Disney Animation to, like, really tell stories that speak to who we are today, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
You know, not all of the princesses, like, or the heroines are like, I want to find love. Like, they have ambitions, hopes, dreams, and goals that make sense
and
to
you know,
us.
the lovely thing is, my son's 3 now, and so we're getting to the age where we can actually watch a whole movie together. We watch a lot of Disney
And he
movies.
enjoys it, yeah.
Well, A, he enjoys it, but B, his kind of role models and his heroes are probably 50-50, like 50% women. So, you know, he will be Ariel
so
playing
nice.
around, you know. Well, why I'm the Sea Witch, I do not know. But, like, I'm getting cast as the Sea Witch all the
I
time.
like that for you.
So tell us about your role. Tell us about this movie.
Oh, well, Wish, in Wish, I voice the character of Asha, and she is, you know, our leading lady. She lives in the magical kingdom of Rosas, where wishes can come true. And she sort of discovers that things aren't quite exactly what they seem. And so she makes a powerful wish and accidentally calls down the wishing star, like the original wishing star. And together, with a lovely sidekick, Goat Valentino, they take on a formidable foe in King Magnifico, who is voiced by the amazing Chris Pine.
Yeah.
He's, like, delicious.
Who I kind of loved to hate.
I did too.
When I was watching it, I was like, his voice is incredible, by the way.
Yes.
Unbelievable voice.
Well, great comic timing as well, Chris Pine.
He really
I think
does.
so, too. It makes me laugh.
And are you in the room with him when you're voicing this, or are you doing it separately, laying your voices down?
Oh, separately. It was very solo kind of thing, you know? So I would be in the booth by myself with the directors in front of me, and they would read opposite me. And then Chris would go in separately. I think that was the experience for everyone. So it's kind of odd and...
It must be so weird.
But very magical once you see the finished product and you're like, wow.
Have you done much of this before? Have you done anything like this before?
No,
Like, in terms of,
not really.
So as an actor, when you go in to say, is it the same as it would be on a normal set where you would, I don't know, they'd go, great, let's go for another take, or there's a certain amount of like pages of script you need to get through a day, and like, you'd nail it in one time, or another time you'd be like, what, and that's 15 takes? Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, you do tons of takes.
Yeah.
And then they sort of go in and find the right ones. But you have multiple sessions. So I guess the difference between a feature and this kind of work is, like, I work on the film for like 3 to 4 months straight. And this, you sort of go in sporadically. Like, I actually began recording here in London. I was working on a different project. And then once I wrapped that, it was a couple months later, I went back in for Wish in the States.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the joy of it. You can record in your pajamas and kind of anywhere in the world.
But you've got to look after your throat, because your voice will get shot to pieces.
You are correct. Like, I did, and I was very emotional in this film, or Asha's very emotional, so there's a fair bit of screaming, in a good way. You know, some crying. Like, she runs the gamut. of emotion, which is actually very thrilling for me as an actor.
Did you find it quite challenging? Because I know working with Julia Michaels must have been absolutely incredible. She wrote it, but I mean, she's difficult. Like, some of the songs are quite difficult. Did you find it quite challenging?
I did, actually. I mean, Julia's one of the greatest songwriters of our time and my generation. I truly believe that. And she writes in such a dynamic pattern, right? And so it's almost I call it Sondheimian, like Stephen Sondheim. It's kind of like that, where it's very specific and it requires different parts of your voice at different times. And that really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And then once Julia was like, oh no, girl, you sing, she pushed me even farther.
Really?
And in a wonderful way. And it made me a better vocalist. And I'm really proud of what you hear in the film and on the album. And you know, I'm still taking voice lessons today so that if required and I sing these songs live, that I can give you a good experience of what you've already seen and also make the song my own in a way.
That would be wonderful to do it live, because you're a musical theatre baby, aren't you?
I am. I have done it live. I've done it live a few times. I sang it at Disneyland Paris and in Disneyland in Anaheim, California. And it's fun, but I still get really nervous. Like, I'm never nervous in a recording booth. For some odd reason, like, the safety of the booth makes me feel comfortable. But I'm still quite a nervous performer, so it's something I have to work on.
What do you prefer out of the two? Like, surely there's nothing better than singing live to an audience.
There's not. I mean, that's why I love theater. It's that relationship between you and the audience, and it's visceral and ephemeral and fleeting and all the good things. And there's nothing quite like it, but I like that I can do both. You know, I feel very, very lucky that I can do both.
I didn't know when you were doing West Side Story as well, you had the chance to meet Rita Moreno, and she'd like...
Oh, we worked together, baby. She was in the film. Me and Miss Rita, whew. She's a force of nature. Like, to be in a film, you know, giving a new take on a role that she won an Oscar for is insane. Like, it's insanity. And again, nerve-wracking. But she couldn't have been more lovely, and she made space for me to try
I heard you couldn't get your words out.
For a while, I couldn't. I was like, hi. How are you today?
But West Side Story
good.
means a lot to us, because both our mothers are Maria. So,
really?
Yeah,
both of them.
Both of them.
Oh,
I know.
The original 61 film, like, amazing, really lovely. It was and is the gold standard in many, many ways. And I don't know, I was really heartened and excited that there was space for a new interpretation, for a new generation. You know what I mean? Like, that
got you an Oscar.
Really good. It did.
That old thing.
that old thing. Bananas is my favorite word right now. I think that experience was absolutely bananas.
It absolutely was.
Celebrate the 100 years of the studio. Disney Do You Film Wish is in cinemas from the 24th of November. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.